Exactly. Cool. Well,
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
talk an hour about long form with you, but we don't have a lot of time. So I'll move to my next question. So I think I mentioned this at the top. Um, are you what genre of films are you appreciative of? Do you like horror, or is there a specific genre that you appreciate?
Oh my gosh, good, cute. I do like all types.
Uh-huh.
With horror, I like the it was like the discovery for myself was that you can within that genre you can do quite a bit. You know, you can like if you want, you can just have a big old blood fest, but also and not really say anything, comment on anything, and but you
Mhm.
can also use horror in a cool way to have some social commentary and really stick it to the bad guy in certain ways as well. Um, and so I I appreciate that um, about the horror genre, just kind of
Mhm.
what you can do with it as a creator and as a storyteller. I think it's very cool. And I also, you know, I do think that it's important that with any genre really that they're not all have to have a message.
Sure.
Some should just be. I just want to watch a dumb film and see dumb stuff. Yeah, like they should be still being done in whatever capacity. But yeah, I think it's cool. But me, I love rom coms. I love action films. Obviously just like comedies, like comedy though, like um, Naked Gun type comedies where it's just silly, joke. You know what I mean? Which we don't really get anymore.
We don't. I think the comedy movie has kind of died, at least in that kind of vein. You don't see those anymore. I don't think it's drawing audiences as much as they used to.
I don't think they've been given a chance to draw audiences.
Oh.
People have made decisions for the audience. If you make a good comedy film like that, um, you do it right, people will watch. It's just the same. It's just the same way people kept saying you can't make a soccer movie or a soccer show or
Mhm.
whatever. We take a chance with Ted Lasso. It was done
Yes.
right,
Yes.
and then here we are. And now everybody wants to do that because they work now. But it just takes somebody giving it a chance, and then everyone else will wake up.
I agree with you. I think, yeah, there are players out there that don't allow things to blossom or allow
Hmm.
creatives to take risks.
Hmm.
I think with horror, you touched upon it a little bit, is I think there's more bandwidth to take some risks, and it's very low stakes because you can
Hmm.
shoot a
Hmm.
horror movie for very little money.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I
Do you
agree.
have any favorite horror movies?
Ooh, baby. Um, I mean, I'm definitely a Jordan Peele head, you know, with what he's done. Um, the, I don't know if this does this count as a horror, but it's like Attack the Block. I don't know if you've seen that. It's
Attack the
kind of
Block?
yeah. I mean, that was used as a reference for like something I was doing um like a year ago, and I remember watching it and being like, this has got to count as a horror, man. It's great. I think it's
Mhm.
really cool. It's an English film. I can't remember the name of the director, but it's one of these directors like first kind of breakout film. John Boyega's first breakout film too,
Okay.
when he was a young actor. And it's these these teens, these rough teens, rough teens is you know how to portray it at first, kind of just being it looks like they're troublemakers, whatever, in a poor part of London, and aliens come,
Okay.
and there's no like reason for them coming. They just show up and they start killing folks,
Oh no.
and so everyone starts you know running and this and that, and they they try to survive, but some of the kids um, pass away.
Oh
It's
no.
very brutal, but it's truly just them. Um, just them surviving. That's the nuts and bolts of it. It's not a but within that there is growth of the of John Boyega's character. You know, he goes from being seen as one way as very self-serving to being um, heroic, and there's also these kids have been seen as rough or not the best, and then it turns out that there is a lot more to them, that they're layered, and again, it's kind of what we just touched on with this. I know there's aliens in it, but it's a horror film, guys. The way the moves they make in this, it's very horror, and I think it's just cool. I just appreciate that using these kind of films to just do a bit more um, with storytelling and characters and things like that.
Wonderful. Well, let's transition from that film, and it's a blind spot for me, so I'm gonna have to check out Attack the Block.
Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Okay.
They pay me to say that. So,
Excellent. Well, you have some credits yourself, and I know you've contributed to some television here that I've listed. I want to start off with the Amber Ruffin Show. You contribute to that as a writer. Is that accurate?
yeah, yeah, that's wonderful um, show with a wonderful host. And for anybody that's ever seen Amber on camera, she appears like she's the nicest and the happiest and funniest, and I can attest that she's even more
Really?
even more than that. She just is a wonderful soul that fortunate to be like, oh, this is a dear friend. She's very nice, very wonderful person. Hmm.
She's very charismatic on
Hmm.
camera and gregarious, so that's good to know that even behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, listen, there's a lot that comes away. A lot she has to juggle. She's very aware of other people, um, and like just taking care of other people. It's very important to her. So I think that's cool. And that kind of thing is uh, something that others should be aware of and do their best to emulate. I think she's that kind of treatment of people is important. It's cool.
Well, and I think what's unspoken here is I'm sure you're acutely aware. I not so much. I imagine in not only the film and television industry, but other industries, that people are in it just for themselves and they're willing
Hmm.
to step on anybody to get to
Yeah, yeah,
it.
for
So
real,
I'm
for real, for real. Yeah.
which is awful, but I love hearing your message about, elevating people and working and being connected to others and hoping for
Mhm.
the best for everyone's
Yeah,
success.
yeah. Well, she's an improv background as well, so she has
Excellent. Uh-huh.
that vibe of like, let's just be a team. You do things better if you're a team, you know.
Well, and you've heard it here. If you want some of that, just take an improv class, ladies and
Just
gentlemen.
take it. Take one. Take one. It'll
Take at
it'll
least
change
one,
you.
if not 10 weeks. You had an appearance on a Black Lady sketch show on HBO Max.
Hmm.
Tell me what the process is like, which is not kind of, a little bit different than, say, an Amber Ruffin show. What was it like appearing on that show?
It was great. It was great. That one was definitely more of me showing up and performing. I wasn't
Uh,
part of the writing process for
right.
that. They have their own amazing, wonderful, hilarious writers, but they thought of me for this role as a as an ex a silly ex boyfriend, and well, I guess I was cheating ass,
Yes,
ex-boyfriend,
exactly.
which is cool because that's not that's not something I get to do. Often play that kind of guy, but it was cool. I mean, it was just fun to see the brains bring the scene to life, but also kind of make changes as we went along to be like, okay, maybe tweak this, let's try that, and
Because I was just watching Robin Thede, is that correct?
mhm,
The creator
mhm,
behind
mhm, mhm,
the show itself, and she described in kind of this behind the scenes video what they call a fun run. What's a fun
mhm.
run? Tell me what a fun run is.
I haven't seen the interview, and like people have
Yeah,
different terms and
yeah,
expressions. I imagine,
yeah.
I think the fun run is when um, we've done the takes
Sure.
where we're sticking to the page, what's written down and what was planned, and then now that we've got everything, like let's play that scene out again, but like let's go crazy with it. Maybe somebody's going to do something that will be better than what we have shot already. Um, and again, people that have improv specifically, but comedy backgrounds in general. Like when I say comedy backgrounds, I mean folks that have done stuff on stage, improv sketch, stand up, whatever, will be typically open to doing that because performers know that when you're playing, you can find this funny stuff in the moment. Turn the cameras on. We're all dressed up in these
Right.
ridiculous outfits anyway. Let's try something and party. We've got a second. Especially since things are digital now and not
Yes.
like how they were 100 years ago. We had to crank uh, actual
Right.
film through a thing, uh, it's different. So we have a chance to do it. Everything's set up. Let's have a fun run.
I love hearing that, and I love, it's probably very safe and exciting to be on a set where the creators are allowing people to play a little bit, because I know there's been projects in the past, movies or what have you, where they stick to the script and that's it, and there's no
Hmm. Hmm.
deviating, which
Hmm.
I understand. You want to uphold the screenwriter's word, etc.
Hmm.
But I think there's opportunity for play and following the fun, as you said before.
I agree. Even in dramatic roles too, right?
Sure.
You find um, you find little moments where the performers are deep in character,
Yes.
and they may say or feel something that was not necessarily on the page, but you're like, dude, this works. This feels good. This feels organic.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Okay. So we talked about Amber Ruffin, a Black Lady sketch show. We're gonna go to another platform altogether, where you and at last check you were 280,000 followers plus.
Really? What
Yes,
the heck?
yeah, you need to look at your
What
stats.
the what in tarnation is going on?
This is how I discovered you, Nnamdi. You're on TikTok, and I'm curious what inspires your content, one, and how you get your ideas for TikTok. Talk to us about it.
Oh gosh. Listen, let me tell you. Okay, when I'm like a lot of people who, when the pandemic shut everything
Mm,
down, we weren't
right.
able to. I'm a live performer. I wasn't able to perform live, so um, I was just like, well, this is TikTok thing. Let me get on there and dance. I truly was just gonna get on there and just goof around, dance in
Sure.
private. Nobody was gonna see me because nobody knew I was on there. And then I could not resist starting to do bits. So I
Yep.
just started doing bits on there. There was, people responded to them. So I was like, all right, let me do more. And so I truly, I just kind of, I just I'm crazy, man. I got a lot of crazy ideas or whatever in my
Mhm,
head. I'm just I think about it ahead of time. I'm like, can I shoot this? Is this shootable? All
mhm.
right, and I'll do it. But I don't do all the um I haven't taken the time to do any like crazy transitions and crazy edits or anything like that. I truly just do what I feel is relatively simple bits about just things that I think are funny, and I have a wide range of things I think are funny, and I'll just keep doing them.
Well, and it's hysterical, one, and you don't need to do quick edits or transitions. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
what you're
yeah.
doing there on screen is captivating. So, one of my favorite series of TikToks that you do is the gentleman at the drive-through, which is a lot of fun. Currently, you're doing a run of those infomercials that we would see about music catalogs
Uh-huh,
20
uh-huh.
years ago,
Yeah.
which I love. Are there any more that you tend to gravitate toward or that you like doing?
Yeah, I enjoyed doing I got to do like dad jokes for a bit, and
Hmm.
I enjoy those because it's kind of I think they're silly. The just the idea of saying a dad joke and just celebrating, just partying because you did. I I think that's just silly and funny.
Yes,
Um, yeah, I get to do the cat ones for a while where I just kind of see a cute cat and be like, oh,
that's
I'll do that too.
correct. So
Yeah.
I'll link your not YouTube, TikTok
Yeah.
account. Unless if you have a YouTube account, please let
No,
us
I
know.
don't. I don't.
But I'll link your TikTok account. But the cat ones he'll take Nnamdi will take an existing video of a cat, and you'll see that on one side of the screen. And then what do you do on the other side of the screen?
On the other side of the screen, I'll just try to do to emulate the movements, but find the things about the cat video that just kind of pop a little bit, or just make it the video. So
Yes.
it's not necessarily so I'll have certain things that I physically do, but also certain things around me that I'll just kind of place, which will subtly be my version of the video. And did those ones for a while. People
I
responded to those.
I would love to. I have a couple of cats, so I'm gonna go on
Yes.
my account. I'm gonna share some videos and tag you and see what magic happens. Well, thank you, Namdi. We're close to time, but before we go, I want you to share upcoming shows with Three Pete or otherwise. I know you did a show last night with Patrick
With Patrick, yeah.
Rowland in
hmm
LA. Let my viewers know, what do you have coming up? Any project shows that you can share?
Yeah, I'm gonna do more live stuff with Patrick here in LA, so we'll update on the internet with that on Insta and stuff, um, and then Sketchfest January 28th in San
Mm-hmm.
Francisco,
Mm-hmm.
and other than that, I'll be updating stuff on my Insta, which will be linked somewhere
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
I'll happily put that in the description box
Mhm,
below. Well,
mhm.
thank you for your talk about improv and movies. It's been such a pleasure chatting with you, Namdi, and
Yes.
soccer. I can't forget soccer.
Don't you dare forget that.
I
Are you
won't
kidding?
ever.
Are you kidding?
And
Mm.
again, thank you for joining me on Netflix and Phil. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.